summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30, the 40, 20. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for a team to just score their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Now Hall to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Throwing is Wilson. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
To about the 40-yard line. Big Dwayne Brown, the tackle, guilty there. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see him take a shot downfield.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Here's Wilson. He gets it underneath to Hall. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. Wilson. Forced out to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
This is taken at the 23. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
The Vikings at 6-5 now on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. To throw is Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Osborne. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Now it's Wilson.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Joseph connects on the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Berrios now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scored.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that one.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Off the play fake, Cousins. They'll roll him out right. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Justin Jefferson, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter, they're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this league could become.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Only needing 2 yards on second down.
Now Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Touchdown! C.J. Uzomah, a 24-yard touchdown.
And the Jets are able to cut into that deficit.
Zuerlein good with a PAT, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Sauce Gardner picks it up.
And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Ready. 2nd and 9.
Here's Wilson. Open man is Uzomah.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen, go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And this will be a Vikings first down as he gets it up past the 35.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 41, Cousins. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing, Cousins. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. Jordan Berry out to punt on 4th down. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken around the 12. He'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he's going to float this one deep right side. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run, getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Cousins. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Cousins now. Complete. Jefferson the target. So no gain on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Berry on to punt as he gets this one away. Here's Berrios. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And the Jets will take over.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're... And intercepted! Wilson's 3rd of the game. Andrew Booth picks it off.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. From the 38, Cousins. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Jetsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in it.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that pick six, Charles, that moves it up now to a 3-touchdown advantage. A great individual defensive effort there to continue what has been a very lopsided first half.
And I better buckle in my seatbelt, right? Because you know, as a former DB, when I see a pick six, I'm up and jumping up and down watching it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be neutral, but those kind of plays, they excite me every time. They are in absolute control in this one. Nice play there.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he'll find Hall. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. To throw is Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. Going for the deep ball. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Chandon Sullivan. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Open man is Denzel Mims. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. Now he's loose down the left sideline. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find him at the wide receiver position. And that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering just how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats says 21.8 miles per hour. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I'm sure that was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Second down and goal. Wilson. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Zach Wilson taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Jets are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some points.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 18 more yards there and another first down. Here's Cook again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
On second down, Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Berrios now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Quickly into the hands of Mims. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. They'll run with Hall. He's got room at the 30. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. They go play action with Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Denzel Mims, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Jets get a bit closer. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call a 4-minute party. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down. At the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 97 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Again, it's Cook. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race. But how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
On second down, it's Cook again. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Vikings look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Joseph connects on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The offense on third down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Wilson will throw again. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now Wilson. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He finds Corey Davis. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Open man is Uzomah. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. So the drive will first down.
throw here into the hands of Moore. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. On second down, a run with Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last two drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these